Welcome to the Husker247 Podcast Practice Report. I'm Brian Christopherson. I'm joined by Michael Bruntz. We had access today. We actually saw the first part of practice for about 30 minutes and took some pictures and videos you can find on our site. We heard from some offensive coaches afterwards. Bruntz, the thing that jumped out was the defense won the day, clearly. Mark Whipple said his guys looked tired and sort of felt sorry for themselves. He's not down in the dumps, however, nor was Casey Thompson, because overall they feel like they've had a good camp on that side of the ball. Casey Thompson noted, we've won our share too. This was a bad day. It's how you respond. But one thing that came out of it is they are looking for more vocal leaders. Casey Thompson said an interesting comment about how the defense has a ton of them. Like you can spot them all over the place, guys who are loud. They kind of pick everybody up and, they feed off each other. He said that he was probably one of them. Travis Voklik was another, and Turner Corcoran was probably another loud guy on the offense, but they need more guys, and I think they especially need it with somebody in the wide receiver room to maybe step up. So that's something to look at going forward, especially since Turner Corcoran was out today. He was still sort of going through the motions with some things, so I don't think it's like the most serious thing in nature. But this close to a game, he's one of your emotional leaders. I think that spearheads a lot of stuff on the O-line. That's something to watch. Now I'm going to ask you, we were over there for about a half hour. What sort of jumps out to you and maybe some defensive perspective too? While the offense had a bad day, that means somebody had a good day.
Yeah, no, I think it's a defensive group that's really kind of starting to figure things out a little bit. You mentioned, the offense being down a guy. Well, we had an additional defender at practice today, and Devin Drew, the Texas Tech defensive line transfer. He's still kind of getting acclimated and going through things, but he was kind of the last piece of that big transfer group to show up in Lincoln, and he's on campus now, which is a good sign. I think he's going to be counted on quite a bit. He's got a lot of experience from his time at Texas Tech and also at Iowa Western in the junior college ranks, but on the defensive side, I think it's kind of the flip a little bit of the offense where, you have Garrett Nelson, you have these types of kind of loud vocal leaders who, I think are really important on that side of the ball. So, when you kind of start looking at the battles, I think the defensive side of the ball, it's just, they've got the pieces. It's just a matter of how does everything fit together and who's going to merge at some of the open position battles, specifically at safety and that other corner spot opposite Quentin Newsome.
Yep. It'll be interesting how quickly they can get Devin Drew up to speed too, and how many snaps they can get out of him in those first few games, because obviously there's not a long runway. And we'll hit on this a lot on the site. People can come to it. The running back situation, still a tight battle. Anthony Grant looks good. Gabe Irvin looked really good for a guy who was out all offseason. So that's stuff to watch. But we'll have all that on Husker 24/7. Come back for all the latest.